main yard.
Well, let's show you around, Mr. Rogers. Walk a bit of this off. I mean on me.
Check into number 2 bay, and then report to the traffic office, right? Okay. The warehouse is this way, Mr. Rogers.
Here you are, Bill. Oh, thanks.
What's that? Wine from France.
We'll bring your goods down from Leeds in bulk and store them here.
Then we distribute them to retailers all over the southeast, exactly as and when they're required. What about vans? Do you subcontract?
No, we've got our own fleet. We'll show you those later. No, mine up. Workshops. We maintain all our own vehicles. This is the simulated testing bay. We put our vehicles through here before they go on their MOT. A sort of dummy run.
I think I told your brother my company will be seeking several quotations.
That's understood.
Some of your competitors seem very keen to secure our contract. We're a cost-conscious firm. I mention it, no more.
We provide a service, Mr. Rogers, that can't be done on the cheap.
To begin with, we make sure our lorries are well maintained, and that costs money. Collections aren't made on time by vehicles that break down.
This is a temporary trailer park. Over there, we're going to build another warehouse. Excuse me. When it comes to your exports, Mr. Rogers, we stuff and strip our own containers. Would you like to take a look?
Yes, I would.
David Hammond. I believe there was a call for me. Hello, Mr. Chambers. Yes, I've been hoping to hear from you.
Thank you for a pleasant lunch. A very interesting afternoon.
It's a pleasure.
You don't do much advertising, do you? I knew very little about Hammond Transport until David got in touch with me. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
I can't promise anything. We'll see.
Goodbye.
What was the phone call?
Oh, that roll-on, roll-off job I've been after. Onward deliveries from Dover to Lyon. We stand a chance.
Good. I'd like to get that contract as well. What do you think?
Well, it's on the cards. Unless someone undercuts us badly.
You don't mind if I rush right out again, do you?
No, of course not. You do whatever you have to.
Any of those for me?
All of them, actually, except Nigel's weekly letter. There you are.
I thought your mother was looking very well this weekend.
Yeah. You know, I think we ought to do this sort of thing more often. I don't mean going to see my parents, but just getting away together, on our own.
Yes, let's try to do that.
Yeah. Nigel's in the house football team. He played in goal and made 2 wonderful saves.
Good.
But they lost 8. nil.
Oh, dear.
So he thinks he'll become a centre-forward instead and join the chess club.
Is there some connection?
Oh, only in the lack of punctuation, I think. Oh, and he says that the school plays on Friday, and we're allowed to take him out to tea first, and are we going?
I should think so. Oh, we may be attending a cocktail party. It's business. Ted's not very keen, but I think we ought to go. I'm raising it at today's board meeting.
Why is Ted chairman and managing director?
It just is, that's all. What we agreed when Dad died.
But that was a stopgap measure, surely. I mean, chairman, perhaps. Ted is the oldest, but is he the one best qualified to be chief executive?
Well, who else is there?
Well, why not you?
Me? Anne, I have no ambition to be managing director.
I'm not talking about ambition, Brian. I am talking about the good of the firm. You tell me that you're aiming to become a really big company, probably quoted on the stock exchange one day. Well, Ted's nice, but is he really up to that? You are the one with the financial brain, and that's what they're going to need.
Right now they need me at work. Bye, darling.
They only want to sell us something. They want to bump up business, that's all.
Well, they're a very large and reputable agency.
Look, we've always handled our own advertising. Why do we need an agency all of a sudden?
We've never taken advertising seriously.
And it shows. What we do is amateur stuff, and it looks like it.
It's a cocktail party for potential clients, a chance to meet, talk informally, see whether they can be of any use to us or not. There's no commitment. But good advertising would certainly be a help to David in the new business field.
Ted's right. They're not offering us free drinks for nothing. They expect to make something out of it.
What about that contract you're negotiating now? You said yourself Mr. Rogers commented on our lack of advertising.
New commitments are out. We can't afford any.
Dave, things are going well now. You know that. We're out of trouble. We've learned our lesson. We're doing well.
Jill guaranteed us to the tune of nearly £100,000. Are you saying now that we're in a position to release that guarantee?
Not at the moment. No, that'd be premature. But we must have that backing for a while so we can retain the operating credit we need.
All right. So her money is locked up, and never mind the formalities, but we're virtually in her debt. Now, the day we're not, then we can start talking about luxuries like an advertising agency.
Advertising is only a luxury when it doesn't work. If it provides new business which you can use profitably.
If. Will it?
Is there any harm in finding out?
We all feel the same way about Jill's money, David. But we have to be convinced by these people. If we're not, we can say no.
All right, look, we've got other matters to deal with. It won't do any harm just to listen to what they've got to say. Agreed?
It's only the timing I object to. Oh, well, all right, let's move on.
I'll drive you to that cocktail party, shall I?
I don't think I should bother going.
Well, Brian and David are taking their wives, and I've got to be there, so I thought you could keep me company.
Well, I expect you can find someone else to do that.
Hey, Jenny, I don't want to rake over the ashes, but there are bound to be social occasions when I need someone with me. And no more than that.
All right. You drive. Well, I should be wearing the same old dress you've seen before.
Good. It suits you.
When? Well, I could, I think. I mean, it's possible. Hold on. No, there's nothing I can't postpone, but... Well, yes, it is rather short notice, and... Oh, yes, I know it's a marvellous opportunity. But... Look, Andy, do you think I could just think about it and call you back? Yes. Yes, I will, I promise. Right. Bye.
What's a marvellous opportunity?
A chance to leave you.
Oh, really? So soon?
It's a festival of international fashion, promoted by a magazine. There'll be television coverage and all that. There are only 3 British girls going, and they want me to be one of them.
Well, that does sound... Going where?
It's a German magazine.
Published in?
Hamburg. That's where the show is.
Oh, I see.
I thought perhaps you might be able to come with me.
Well, now, that's a good idea. When would you be going?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Well, the truth is I wasn't first choice, but the other girls...
Tomorrow I can't.
Oh. Well, I don't want to be away from you.
But you'd like to do it.
If it was in London, I'd love to. Still, it isn't so.
I'm away myself pretty often. It's goose and gander sauce, isn't it? No, darling. You accept. Why not?
Hello, you're late.
Oh, sorry, I got tied up with... Why, the decorations? Who's coming?
Your mother. She telephoned me this morning, and I suddenly heard myself inviting her to dinner. You don't mind, do you?
No, of course not. I'd better change.
No, there isn't time. And anyway, you look fine as you are.
Oh, right. Wine, bottled wine.
Aha, there you are, you see.
Aha.
Do you know, your mother seems to ring me quite a lot these days.
Oh, well, you know what she's like. She always likes to keep in touch.
Did she ever meet Pamela Graham?
No.
Just thinking about any topics that are best avoided, that's all.
Well, I think that's best forgotten, don't you?
Do you still see her, Pamela?
You don't have to ask that.
Oh, perhaps you should. Perhaps we should invite her round for drinks one day. Do you know, we got on rather well together in the end. Did you know that?
Thank you, but I think a ménage à trois would be more than I could stand.
Do you miss her?
And you ask that as though... When you left me, while we were apart, I formed a friendship which went no further, and that is all.
Yes, darling. But even if I believe you, didn't you want it to go further? I mean, weren't you just a tiny little bit in love with her?
Now, that must be Mother. Hello, Mother.
Hello, Brian. Hello, Anne. I know I'm early. I hope it's not inconvenient.
No, of course not. You came at exactly the right moment.
Oh, good.
What's this invitation?
Just a business thing. Do you know them?
Quite well. It's a very good agency. Mr. and Mrs.
Well, I shall have to go alone. I'll tell you about it when you get back. Have you phoned yet?
No.
Well, you better do it now. Time's getting on.
Well, I'm not really sure about it anyway.
Why not?
Well, I'd have to postpone a fitting, and I was supposed to have lunch with a fashion editor. And anyway, I hate last-minute packing.
You could always make a clean sweep of it and give up modelling altogether, of course.
Look, David, I know you don't understand, but it's my job, and I like it. I shan't do it forever, but... Well, what would I do alone in this flat all day? I thought we'd agreed about all that.
We did, so be logical about it. If it takes you abroad, well, that's the work you've chosen to do.
Yes, but you don't like it, I can tell that.
I shall be lonely, I shall miss you, I shall be extremely bored. None of which are fatal diseases.
You sure, darling? Because if you're not, you know, I
Jill,
can...
either pack it all in for good, or get on that phone and say you're going. On one condition. That you call me from Hamburg every night.
Oh, I do that anyway. There are times when you're really rather nice, and I quite like you.
I quite like you, too.
Hey, Neil. Oh, dear. That isn't very good, is it?
No. He was thinking of keeping gold for England when he grew up, but now I think he's considering an alternative career.
Yes, playing centre forward instead.
Oh, well, he's obviously enjoying it enormously.
Yes, boarding school has worked for Nigel, there's no doubt about that.
How about Carol? How does she like her school?
Well, that may be another matter.
She's just taking a little longer to settle down, that's all.
Yes, I expect so. Still, she's very young to be away from home.
Well, all the girls in her class are about the same age.
Yes, I know.
And anyway, we have talked about it, haven't we, darling?
Oh, yes.
Well, as long as you realise there may be a problem.
Well, we do. But we don't want to invent a problem that may not really exist, given the right amount of time.
Perhaps I'm more aware that time is a limited commodity than you are. One realises that at my age.
Now, you look wonderfully well to me, Mother.
Yes, you do. How are you feeling, then?
Oh, splendid on the whole. I get a little discomfort now and then, but I go to the doctor and he soon puts me right.
Good.
Fine.
How about you two?
We're very fit.
That isn't quite what I mean.
Would you like some more coffee?
Thank you. I'm sorry, but you did both confide in me, and I would like to know that everything's all right now.
I don't know, is it?
I don't know, Brian. What do you think?
Oh, I know when I'm being told to mind my own business.
It's all right, Mother, we're fine.
Bill? She ready for MOT yet?
I found 3 faults there already. She'll have to go back into workshops. Might be best to replace her, Mr. Hammond.
I'd like to run her for another year. Do your best, Bill. The lad's ready to join us, yeah?
Aye, I'll just clean up.
We're here for a meeting of the Joint Consultative Committee. The agenda is as agreed, arising from previous meetings. Bill, it's your turn to take the chair this time.
Oh, I'll stay where I am, Mr. Hammond.
No, you won't. Come on.
Well, let's begin. No apologies. 3 workers' representatives, 3 from management. Now, the first item, at the request of the company, recruitment of drivers. Who's speaking for management?
I'll kick off, Bill. I mean, Mr. Chairman.
Right.
Well, we're wanting to expand, so we need more drivers. It's as simple as that. Now, we don't want any fly-by-nights, and we don't want to lower our standards. But we've got to find more men. And we'd appreciate some help from you.
Well, what sort of help?
Miss Kingsley thinks that we can sweeten the pill a bit.
Well, we're looking into the idea of getting up a training scheme for drivers. Our own school, if you like, apart from the industry scheme.
But let's get it clear. That won't help us now. Our concern is for this minute.
Just a minute, Mr. Hammond. What? Miss Kingsley was speaking, and I don't think she'd quite finished.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Miss Kingsley?
We suggest that any scheme we draw up should be submitted to this committee for discussion. You might see problems that we don't.
Sounds like a good idea. Anything on paper?
Not yet, but as soon as I have.
Right. Let's get back to present problem, though. What pill would that sweeten?
The help we want concerns union membership, Mr. Chairman.
Well, we came to an agreement about that.
We've offered to bring you in on the training scheme. Now, all we want is a bit of flexibility until we build our strength up.
Mr. Hammond, you know what happened last time? The lads walked out. I should keep that can of beans shut if I were you.
Then don't blame me if I have to take on men I'd rather not have, that you'd rather not have. A union card only means that a man has paid his subs, nothing else.
That's a risk we'll have to take, Mr. Hammond.
Yes, slaving away. Well, there's nothing else to do, darling. Hmm? Oh, about another couple of hours, I suppose. Oh, hang on a minute, there's someone at the door. I don't know if you'll just... Who's waving at you? Oh, I thought you'd eaten. Yeah. All right, darling. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, love. Sleep well. Julie. Hello.
Hello, David. Oh, can I come in?
Oh, yes, of course.
I thought I'd come and have a gossip with Jill. Is she in?
No. You should have phoned.
Well, I was going to, but I got tied up. Will she be long?
Yes.
Eating alone? What's she doing, dining out?
Yes.
Without you?
I had a lot of work to do.
Oh, well, you carry on. I'll just sit quietly with a drink, if that's all right.
It's a business dinner. She may be quite a while.
What a tolerant husband you are.
There's not really very much point in waiting for her.
Oh, can't I have a drink and a fag before I go?
Yes, of course.
Super weather we're having, isn't it?
Delightful.
Well, how about you?
I've still got lots of work to do.
Oh, so you're not expecting Jill for the next hour or two?
No. How's everything with you?
Oh, fine.
Still in demand. As a photographer.
I'm branching out a bit.
That's good.
Yes.
Found a new flatmate yet?
Oh, I thought I'd stay on my own for a while. Well, it might be more convenient. Should I want to have a friend back? That sort of thing.
Yes.
Don't you find it rather cramped here for the two of you?
We manage.
Oh, I thought you were looking for some lavish penthouse since Jill inherited all that money.
Every penny's tied up, and will be for some time. Besides...
You want to be the one who pays the rent, the good provider.
If you like.
What thoroughly middle-class bourgeois values you've adopted.
Perhaps they're not adopted. Perhaps they're inherent. That's what you always thought.
No, not quite. I thought you might not be entirely beyond redemption if you were prepared to gamble instead of playing it safe. All right. There's no need to jump about in a state of nervous apprehension. I'm going. Thanks for the drink.
No trouble.
Still, Jill, I'm sorry I missed her.
Yes, I will.
When does she get back from Hamburg? Andy's a friend of mine. When Linda dropped out, he asked me if I thought Jill was right for it.
Why did you come?
I said yes.
If you knew she wouldn't be here.
Oh, you'll have to think about that.
I'm not very interested, Julie.
No. That's why you've been behaving like an uneasy adolescent. Good night, David.
You've taken the wrong turning.
You said the second on the right.
This is the first.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if you can turn round here.
No trouble at all.
Oh, be careful, Johnny. This is where I live. Mum's at work. Her car's not here. Let's go in and have some coffee.
Right. Who did this? You?
Yes. I wasn't there when I went away. My mother must have put it up.
It's good.
No, it isn't. I used to think it was. But it isn't.
Well, it looks good to me.
Do you think so?
Yes. I mean, I didn't study art, but I look at that and I feel something. I don't know what. It's an emotion.
Oh, really?
I've just had a great idea for the shop. I'll tell you what you could do. It would be a sort of mural or posters.
Oh, look, tell me on the way. I think it's time we ought to be going. I want to get these mugs washed up before I show you around the depot.
Shall we go inside?
No, you can see from here.
How many lorries do they run?
Oh, I don't know. 200 or 300, I suppose. Something like that.
It looks pretty small for that many.
Well, they're on the road most of the time, not in the depot. Anyway, there's more of it at the back.
I shall be picking up Jenny later. Shall I give you an ambulance lift as well?
No, 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 thanks. We'll make our own way.
Let's go. Show me this dream place of yours.
Okay. Right, wait here a minute, will you? Mr. Hammond!
See you later then, Ralph.
Right. Someone asking about a job. A fellow named Wilkins. Him? Aye. Good God. Wilkins? This is Mr. Hammond.
Hi.
Why did you leave your last job, Wilkins?
The wagons were always breaking down. The repairs were just patch-up jobs. I mean, they can't keep drivers. Men leave all the time.
References?
Oh, they turned nasty when I said I was leaving. Wouldn't give me one.
Sorry, no vacancies.
The man said there were jobs going.
Yes, laddie, but not for someone with 2 speeding convictions in the last 6 months.
Oh, that was just hard luck. I mean, they just happened to pick on me, that was all.
Well, sorry, nothing doing. We've got a good insurance record. I'd like to keep it that way. I bet he's a union man, too.
come on. Great, isn't it?
Well, the way you described it, I was expecting something a little thicker.
Well, later on, we're going to extend.
It still needs quite a lot doing to it, doesn't it?
You wait till we've spent some money on it, then you'll see.
Edward Hammond. It's just been pointed out to me. I'm Tony Bromley, your host for the occasion.
How do you do? Oh, this is Miss Kingsley. She's another of our directors.
How do you do?
No, Miss Kingsley, what a pleasure to meet you. Now, there's a selection there, Miss Kingsley, but if you'd rather have something else, we'll get it.
No, this will be fine, thank you.
Thank you.
I was just glancing at this impressive literature of yours.
Oh, that's just designed to tell you something about us, that's all. But don't bother about it now. Take a few when you leave if you want to. Ah, Nick, do you know Edward Hammond?
No. How do you do?
And this
How
is
do you do?
Miss Kingsley from Hammond Transport.
How do you do?
How do you
Your
do?
brothers are here already, and there's somebody here you may know. He's in the shipping industry.
Oh. Do you smoke? Are you Jennifer Kingsley?
Yes.
I think I knew your daughter.
Really?
I'm Nicholas Fox. She's a nice girl, Barbara.
I think so.
I don't know whether she told you that I'd gone into advertising.
Yes, she did mention it. I didn't realize you joined this agency.
Well, I'd known Tony for a long time, and then one day he said, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
And you couldn't?
Wouldn't have been sensible. Barbara thought that I'd sold out to the god of Mammon.
Something like that.
The artist should brood over his paintings content in his garret, remote, immune to such vulgar temptations as money and stock options.
The way Barbara spoke about your flat, it didn't sound much like a garret.
But I'm afraid Barbara was suffering from a touch of hero worship. It wasn't serious. We both knew that. I've met Brian Hammond before. Who's the lady with him?
And his wife.
Oh, so. I'm afraid I've rather lost touch with the art school since I joined the cutthroat world of commerce. How's Barbara getting on there?
Well, she left at the end of the year.
Really? Why?
Well, I think there were several reasons. She felt the course didn't serve her purpose, that she'd made a false start.
Well, she may be wise. Oh, she had considerable ability. Quite enough to make a living. But I think she was looking for something more than that.
How good was she, Mr. Fox?
She had a talent, and by no means a negligible one, but whether it's for painting... You see, the world of art is a jungle, like advertising. Perhaps that's why I like both of them. What has she decided to do?
Well, she hasn't. She took a long holiday abroad, met some school friends, and she's drifting at the moment, I suppose.
Well, please give her my best wishes.
She's not in London. She's in Manchester at the moment with friends. She hasn't been home for months.
When you see her. Now then, come and meet some other people from the agency who'll be concerned with the Hammond account.
You sound very confident there'll be one. The Hammond account?
Well, we've christened it, yes.
We also have a public relations and marketing division, which would be at your disposal.
At some extra cost, no doubt.
Mr. Hammond, when you're talking to a customer, what do you tell them? Let me guess. You're not the cheapest in the business, but your service is worth it. It'll cost them a bit, but it'll make more profit in the long run. Is that your message?
Well, pretty well.
Mine too. All right. Where do we come into your business? If you've got a good message, we put it over for you, that's all.
We've managed to put it over ourselves so far.
Well, yes, you can live without us, I know that. But if you do employ us, you don't buy a dog and bark yourself. That should leave you more time to run your transport fleet, which is what you're good at, and really go for expansion.
We're expanding now.
I know. But you've also got to fight for every contract. Good advertising would help. Make you better known. Create an active demand for your service.
Well, David's our new business king. Perhaps you better talk to him.
Well, I'd like to, yes.
David.
Hello.
Mr. Bromley picking each one of us out individually. I gather you've had your 20 minutes already.
No, not yet.
I have. Must believe in ladies first.
Jenny.
Excuse me.
Jenny.
Perhaps you ought to have a word with him. Bromley. After all, your opinion's more important than anyone else's.
No, I'll see if he comes to me.
Did you invite Hammond Transport to this shindig in the first place?
We want to try and select a few winners and back them. You're in a key industry, you're a medium-sized firm, which could get a lot bigger. You've made mistakes, but we know quite a bit about you, but you've got the right ingredients. It might be good for you. You could be good for us.
Well, why don't you make an appointment and come and see us? You don't have to throw a party to talk to people.
There's no harm in oiling the wheels.
All has to be paid for in the end, so who pays?
Come on, don't you ever entertain a client to lunch? Besides which, look around. Work out how many people we're talking to at once. Then work out the cost in time and effort if we met each one individually. Cost effectively, this is the most economic way.
Hello, Tony.
Oh, darling. Glad you could make it. This is David Hammond, Julie Lane.
Hello, Julian.
We know each other.
Oh, fine. Well, I'll leave you together. Excuse me. See you later, David.
Thank you.
How do you fit into this scene?
I told you I was branching out.
In all directions at once?
Into some agency work. I like their ideas, they like mine. Do you? Like their ideas?
Well, I'm neutral so far. The talk's good, but predictable.
What do you want? A sample of the action? I'm sure it can be arranged.
I think Brian Hammond may be receptive to the idea. He's the accountant on their board. Important when it comes to a decision.
I know. I'd like to talk to him privately, but he sticks to that wife of his like glue.
Well, I'll go and join him, and then you come over.
Okay.
It's quite fun. Absolutely. I'm drinking.
Hello. I'm sorry I couldn't get to you before.
Nonsense, we've been well looked after, darling. This is Nicholas Fox, and my wife Anne.
Hello, Mrs. Hammond.
How do you do?
Ah, good. I see you've met Nick, Mrs. Hammond. I wonder if I might have a word in your ear. Excuse me if I take your husband away for a moment, Mrs. Hammond. We've not really said more than hello. Look, I know one time. You may have been to the same firm.
Let's move over there, this crowd. Waitress.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you're not finding all this too boring, Mrs. Hammond.
Shall we say just a little tiring?
Oh, there's a seat. Why don't you sit down?
Thank you.
Someone told me that you have 2 children.
Yes.
Who's looking after them tonight?
They're both away boarding school.
Ah, I see.
Is your wife here tonight?
I'm not married. Well, not now. Have you been here before?
No.
I gather they mostly use it for this kind of function. It has its points. Stunning view of London from the roof terrace, for one. Would you like to see it?
Yes, I'd love to. I expect Brian will, too.
Yes, we'll ask him when he comes back. Actually, this is my first time here, too. I'm pretty much of a new boy in advertising. I used to be a painter.
Just painting? Or did you do plastering as well?
Well, I don't know about you, but I feel like leaving. Well, I'll drive you home, and would you like to stop for something to eat on the way?
I don't really feel very hungry.
Oh, right, I'm not fussy.
I must go home soon.
Expecting a phone call?
Later, yes.
What happens if you're not there? Do you have to explain?
I shall be there.
I was just wondering what it was like to be married.
Suits me. I like it.
You never know. I might want to be married myself one day.
No. It was only partly a question of money.
I don't know very much about him. Were you well known?
Among people who buy pictures, yes. I had an arrangement with the Brandon Gallery, and the critics were quite respectful. A couple of years ago, Tony Bromley put a big commission my way. An oil company wanted some originals for their new London headquarters. They're in the foyer. Perhaps people notice them now and then. I'd like to think so.
I think it must be wonderful to have a gift like that. I don't know how you ever came down.
I'd evolved a style of my own, which people recognized. It was me. Then I slowly realized that the urgency wasn't there anymore. Well, I still had the technique, but I'd run out of anything to say. It was all form, no content. So I decided to give it a rest, do something different. This? Perhaps later on I shall feel I have to start again. I don't know.
Hello, I thought I'd lost you.
Oh, hello, darling. Mr. Fox said that he'd like to show us the roof terrace.
Well, then perhaps you two could join me for dinner.
Well, that's very kind of you.
Brian, we promised ourselves an early night, don't you remember?
Well, you'll have to eat anyway, and I can always charge it to expenses. Chatting up a director of Hammond Transport.
This must have cost quite a bit to produce.
It's their clients' money.
Yes, but nobody pushed it, did they? I mean, they didn't produce any contracts and ask for signatures on the dotted line.
We're getting a soft sell. They'll keep on talking till we're used to them. Then you'll find a contract pushed under your nose fast enough.
Well, you're the one who thought we needed an advertising agency.
I still do, but I don't know, I'm not sure.
Because of Nicholas Fox.
Well, I can quite see why Barbara found him so attractive.
Was she in love with him, do you think?
At 18 years of age, who knows whether they're in love or not?
Well, where is she? Still with these friends in Manchester?
Yes.
Well, when's she coming home?
I don't know. All I get are duty letters. I rang the people she's staying with last night. I was going to suggest it was about time she paid me a visit.
Well, look, now that she's tried her wings for a while, she'll soon find she'd rather be home.
Yes, of course I miss you. Because I'm bored with getting my own meals ready. Yeah, well, that too. All right then, love. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, love. Bye.
Hello? Oh, hello, Julie. Yes, it was Jill. Oh, fine. Working hard. Your cigarette lighter? No, I haven't got it. Where? Well, the car's parked down the road, and I'm in my dressing gown. Yes, I'll look for it tomorrow. Yes, I'll call you if I find it. Good night, Julie. Good night.
Hello? Very well, thank you. Much the same as I was when we left you an hour ago. Darling, telephone! He won't be long. Yes, it was very pleasant, wasn't it? He's here now, just a moment. Nicholas Fox.
Oh. Hello. Yes, we did. Oh, nonsense, we should be thanking you. Yes, of course, any time. You know where I am. I'll look forward to seeing you then. Yes, good night, and thank you again. Oh, I enjoyed this evening much more than I expected to. I took to Nicholas Fox. He's good company.
Darling, he's just out to get what he wants.
Yes, I know, but at least it's agreeably done. Anyway, what he wants may be what we need. You all right?
It's nothing. It's just a slight headache, that's all.
You sure? Can I get you something?
No, really. A night's sleep is all I need. I'm just very tired.
Yes, so am I.
Brian, we didn't have a holiday last year. Couldn't we go somewhere quiet, somewhere to the sun?
Well, I can't go for a while. Anyway, it'd have to be August because of the children.
Couldn't we go while they're away at school? We could have a family holiday later. Couldn't we do that?
Yes, perhaps we could.
Would you like to?
You know I would.
So would I.
Right. Let's do it then.
Brian. Why don't you kiss me more often?
Because I'm never sure whether you want me to or not.
out of my wits. I'm sorry. I thought it was a burglar. I was just going to dial 999.
Well, I didn't hear anything. You went in your bed. I thought you'd gone out and left the whole light on.
Why didn't you say you were coming home?
I was going to, then I thought I'd surprise you.
Oh, it's lovely to see you, darling. How are you?
Oh, fine.
Great. You don't look it. Are you upset about something?
No, of course not.
I expect you had a bad journey. You tired?
No, it was fine.
You might have said you were coming. I didn't even make your bed up. I expect you'd like a drink. Are you hungry? Have you eaten?
No, please, Mum, don't start all that. Not yet. Well, let's talk first, shall we?
Yes, of course, darling. I'm dying to hear all your news. I didn't know where you were half the time. I'll take your coat. Now sit down. Did you leave your luggage downstairs?
No, it's not here.
Well, you must have brought something.
I shan't be staying here tonight.
Why not?
There's something I have to tell you.
Tell me. Tell me what?
I'm married.
You what?
Married? I was married a week ago.
And Barbara doesn't stop there. Next week, she makes her Father's Day.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for Mum. She's not in her office.
She's gone to the business efficiency exhibition.
Oh. Do you think she'll be back this afternoon?
No.
Oh, well, I expect I can phone her.
Well, she'll be going home afterwards. You can see her then.
I don't live at home anymore.
Why not?
Because